Hey guys, welcome to Bowhunting Soul. All right, so I've got another bow review today. Now this is a version of the Black Hunter / Galaxy Ember / what's the other one? I can't remember the other one. They go by Sino Art. They go by all kinds of different names. This is a longbow. You've probably seen this before, and you've probably seen another one that I reviewed that was by a company called Sino Art, and that particular one that I got was an absolute piece of garbage. You can go review that if you'd like. I'm not going to go through all that stuff. Now, the thing with these bows is they're called a bunch of different names. By the way, it's windy out here. I apologize. They're called a bunch of different names, and depending on which factory in China builds them and what day of the month it is and all that stuff, they go by, they can go, like I said, Black Hunter, Galaxy Ember, Sino Art. This is a company that I bought, again, Amazon. I'm going to leave a link below for this thing, called Obert, O-B-E-R-T, I believe it is. So, I mean, now this version is completely different than that Sino Art piece of crap that I got. Now, if I had bought another Sino Art and I'd gotten it on another day, whatever, it might have been an absolutely beautiful bow. I don't know. It all depends on how it was built, who built it, what day it was built, that kind of stuff. So you never know what you're going to get when you're ordering some of these cheaper entry-level Chinese bows. Now, this bow that came in was absolutely beautiful. It's got a really nice riser. This is a 45-pound bow, and it actually comes in exactly at 45 pounds. Sorry about that. Had a little nosy Nelly here watching what I'm doing. I'm at the public archery range, and there's like skiers and all kinds of stuff around here. But you know, it's kind of weird when they stare at you. So anyway, this bow came in completely different, way better than the last one I ordered, and I'm really happy with it. It's got a beautiful grip. It's got a nice kind of flat surface right here. Okay, but it's got a nice little palm swell, and it stays in the hand very well. Now, because of its smooth finish, just like any other bow, if your hands get kind of clammy or sweaty a little bit, it will kind of move around a little bit on you. Nothing, nothing unique to this bow versus anything else. The riser, I'm really not sure what it is. It's one of these, like plywood. I call them plywood risers, because they're like these laminated layers of whatever kind of glued together. The limbs, I believe, are bamboo cores in there, and just black glass. They're nothing fancy. They do have a locator pin in here. So there's a locator pin and the bolts are fine. The threads were fine. There was nothing wrong with any of that stuff. It went together just perfectly. Everything kind of matches up really nice. The limbs really don't stick out. I mean, you got a little corner here or whatever, but the limbs really don't stick out past the riser. There's no uneven parting lines or anything like that. There's no creaks and groans or nothing. Now, they do come with like a really cheap string, and it comes with a endless loop string, which I just don't like. It's a personal preference. So I had Trevor Fielder at Triple T Strings, or TTT Strings. I always forget how he says it. Make up a string. This is D97. In fact, I had the string before I even got the bow, because the bow was delayed shipping a little bit because I didn't use Prime. Anyway, so that's, it's fine. I think I've got the brace. I actually wrote it all down. I've got the brace height at like 7 5/8 and the knock height at 5/8 of an inch. So if you look at it here, now I put Velcro on here. It comes with like a really, cheesy calf hair kind of rest. This is just female side of Velcro, the soft Velcro on the bottom. And then this is like the bare, what you get with the bare hair rest on the side. If you look at it, it's actually curved. It's curved on this plane right here, the vertical plane. It's also curved really well over here. So the arrow only has minimal contact with it. Now, again, my personal preference, I'd rather it be elevated just a little touch and shoot off of something that has a little more squish to it, like a little piece of leather, or just something a little bit higher. I might mess around with a little bit. My personal bro science view on it is that, shooting off a really hard surface, even though it's this Velcro here, it's a hard surface underneath it, and it doesn't give any kind of shock absorption, at the shot. And I think it's a little more susceptible to, inconsistencies in your release if you don't have a perfect release. But that's just my opinion. I don't have any proof of that. But just, shooting these things for a while now, I always like to have something a little bit more softer, cushionier than this. This may look cushiony, but it's actually like, it's just I mean, it's pretty much flattened down. You know, it's on a hard surface. So that's my view. You could put an elevated rest on here. You could, you know, then you run into issues, of course, of having to raise your knock height a little bit. But so here's the bow. I'm going to draw it back for you so you can kind of see the drawn profile. Okay, so that's 27 inch. That's full draw. So that's 27 inch. That's full draw. Very smooth. I put a clicker on there. Yeah, I mean, it's really nice. So the arrow I'm shooting out of it is a 400 spine gold tip traditional. It's 30, I believe it's like 30 and a half inches long, I think. Could be wrong. I'll have to update that. I'll leave it in the description below, but it doesn't matter. It's a 45-pound bow. It's actually cut, I think it's cut in like 2 center, a little bit past center. I'm not sure. So there's a lot of center shot to it. It's not technically center shot, but there's a lot of center shot to it. So I got 100 grain brass and a 175 grain tip on there. And I can't remember the total arrow weight. I think it comes in something like 560, 50, somewhere around there. So I'm gonna do a little bit of shooting here, just so you can hear how nice and quiet. I think the bow is actually quiet. You're gonna hear a little bit of like a tick. That's actually the clicker. For when even when the clicker lets go, like I've got electrical tape on it, but when the clicker lets go and slams forward back into its base here, it makes a little metallic noise. Whew, it's windy, sorry. Only time I had to do this video. So even though I put some electrical tape on the back side of it so it would cushion it, it still makes that noise. So if you hear any noise out of it, it's really not the bow. The bow is actually very, very nice. Again, I just made some string silencers here with you know, paracord sheath. Okay, this is a 60-inch bow, very maneuverable. It's got decent mass to it, and it just, again, you pick it up and then it just kind of naturally just nestles into your hand. It's very, very, you know, natural feeling. I really like that. So yeah, I'll definitely gonna leave a description below. Of course, I am an affiliate with Amazon, so if you click on this thing, I can't tell you the prices because they go up and down a little bit, but super affordable. Costs more obviously than that Kainokai bow that I reviewed a couple times, but I think you're just getting a different bow. Now, before you ask, between Samick Sage, Kainokai, this Black Hunter, or version of this, whatever, which one would I recommend? Well, I think they're all good for different people. Personally, I really like the aesthetics of this bow. This is a very, very sweet modern take on an entry level, let's say what a Samick Sage was. I think Samick Sage looks dated. I love the Samick Sage. I've had them. Super great bow. If you know, that's what you got, that's what you got, and you can shoot anything on the planet with those things. They're great. They're proven, and even all their different variations. Again, they go through the same thing with different factories, you know, building them and stuff. Same with this. I think this, you know, the Black Hunter, Galaxy Ember, whatever, all these have been out for a bunch of years now. You know, they've got a recurve version of this, a Longbow version. So I think it's pretty much well proven, and you might have some individual pieces that are like lemons, like the one I got from the Sino-Art one. But again, if you were to order one, you really don't know what you're going to get, but definitely check the poundage, and you know, you might end up with something really, really nice. Now, of course, you can always order through, let's say, like Lancaster Archery. What those people do is they actually import these things in, right? And they sell them as the Galaxy Ember. But you're paying more for them, maybe 80, 90, 100 bucks more. But that's because you're actually paying for someone to go through all these and actually do like a quality control and check the poundage and all that stuff. So you know what you're getting. It's a known commodity. So, but you know, if you want to, I don't want to say roll the dice. I don't want to make it sound all like sketchy or whatever, but if you want to order from Amazon, comes to your door in a few days, a week or whatever, then, you know, go ahead. Poundages are very, very, there's a wide range of them. So you can do entry level, or you can do, you know, higher poundage hunting. This is 45-pound bow. I may actually take this down to Florida. I'm actually going down to Florida at the end of the month here in December to go hog hunting. And I've already shipped a bow down there. I shipped my elk cart down there, but I might actually take this down. The reason I got this is because I'm like, well, I wanted to review it first of all, but I also don't have a takedown, like a 3-piece takedown bow that I could put in my suitcase or anything like that and fly down with something. I had to ship my bow, my elk cart, you know, it costs money to do that. This could actually go in your suitcase, you know, and honestly, the longest things are going to be like your limbs and then maybe your arrows kind of thing. So you're really not, you know, you're really not taking up a lot of space. So anyway, since it's so windy, we've got a crosswind going, and again, for some reason, they decide to build archery ranges. It blows my mind. Perpendicular to prevailing winds. We're always got a west wind coming here, and we shoot this way. Blows my mind. Every single range has like the worst design whatsoever. Personal pet peeve of mine. But anyway, I'm going to shoot 15 yards because what you're going to see here is you're going to see these arrows kick sideways. That's because of the wind, no doubt, because of the wind. So I was shooting this in my house, no wind obviously, and they fly beautiful. Here, as soon as they leave, I mean, I've got it like a 12 to 15 mile an hour crosswind, 90-degree crosswind here coming this way, and it's definitely affecting the flight. But I want you to see the flight. I want you to see, how the thing shoots and hear it, and then that's it. All right, so hold on. All right, so here we go. We're like 15 yards, not that far. See me here? There we go. You saw a little click there, and if you heard the little ting, like a little metal click, again, that's that clicker after the shot. Okay, so not bad at all, actually. Here. Sorry, you're on a big tripod. It's kind of hard to walk around with a big tripod. I'll take you down. So, this was my first one here, a little bit to the left, actually a little bit to the left, and then, these all kind of grouped over here. Again, I was kind of shooting, kind of quick, I guess, but this is 15 yards. I'm still trying to get a holdover or whatever, like a sight picture for it. I haven't really shot it outdoors much, so this is actually this is probably the first time that I'm shooting this outdoors. Shot it at an indoor range, but first time outdoors. And you can tell they're kind of kicking a little bit, but again, the wind's coming directly, perpendicular to this. So not bad. I mean, these definitely I can get my hand around. This is kind of the outlier there, but so yeah, I mean, not a speed demon, but it's certainly like a decently fast bow. Again, this is a 45-pound bow that I'm shooting 500 and you know what? I'm not sure how much the weight is. The overall weight is. That's a good question. I probably should have been better prepared for that. But again, I'll leave it in the description below what these are. But they're actually like pretty heavy arrows for what I got. Actually, they might actually be closer to 600 or over 600 grain, honestly. The 400s I can get to fly with the 100 grain brass and the 175 up front. 500s I have, but the 500s I have are for my other bows, and I didn't want to mess with those ones because I'd need to cut them down more. So it necessitated a stiffer spine, but then it needs a longer arrow, which is what this, or a whole lot more weight up front, which is what these 400s are. So anyway, that's it. I'm not going to do a ton of shooting out here because again, the wind's whipping and it's not going to be very, very accurate. But I just wanted to give you guys kind of my opinion of, this style of bow. Again, you could order one and it could not be very good quality wise. I could have kind of slipped through the cracks. A guy in China could have been having a very bad day when he decided to build one. I don't know. I don't know how that stuff works, but these are all made by machines, but they're run by humans and finished by humans. So you never know what you're going to get, honestly. But if you give it a shot, most people are very, very happy with their purchases, and I'm really happy with this one too. This is super nice. Again, given the difference between the Kaino Kai bow and this one, I prefer this one because the grip is just absolutely perfect the way I like it. The Kaino Kai, I still have not been able to. Actually ended up selling that one, to be honest. So yeah, absolutely honest with you guys, because I just couldn't get, the grip was just, like I said, it was just too narrow, too high. I couldn't do it. I did get rid of that clicking issue, but anyway, that's a whole separate issue. But given the choice, if that bow works for you, fantastic. If this bow works for you, fantastic. If the Samick Sage works for you, fantastic. Or if like a used bow, for those of you that, you know, are kind of, you know, upset about buying from China and things like that, well, then buy a used bow, American-made used bow. There's a ton of stuff out there. But point is, if you're looking to get into something new, entry level, that could also just be your primary bow for a long, long time. When I say entry level, I don't necessarily mean that this is going to be a bad bow to keep for a long time and hunt with. You can do whatever you want with this thing. But this is a good way to get people into traditional archery by buying something new and not old, you know, because there's like a stigma about like older bows for some reason, even though my favorite is the 1966 Grizzly. You know, you could do a lot worse than getting into one of these. Just make sure when you get it, like I said, check it over, check the poundage, make sure everything's correct, and you know, assemble it all, put it together, and you know, and don't throw away the box just in case you need to send it back to Amazon or something like that. But anyway, I'm gonna leave a link below. I didn't want this to be a super long review, but as usual, I ramble on. So I'm gonna leave a link below. Click on that. I really appreciate it when you guys click on those links and go to Amazon and buy anything, even though if you don't buy this one, I don't care what you buy, I'll still get a little bit of a commission for it, and I greatly appreciate it. It doesn't cost you a dime. So thanks for that patronage, I guess. Thanks for watching the channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'd like to know your thoughts if you guys have bought this version from Obert, O-B-E-R-T, I believe is the company, which is the latest version of the Black Hunter Galaxy Ember. So, all right, guys, this comes out before Christmas. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, all that stuff, and shoot safe. Bye.